This is kind of exciting because this is a Tuesday podcast, and it's the first Tuesday podcast that is being offered as ad-free. So if you're listening to this and you have subscribed to our ad-free offer, which we'll be able to let you know where to go for that. It's really when you go to listen to our podcast, you can choose ad-free. And if you're listening to it ad-free, it means that you're like,
cool.
Yeah, you're cool. And you're like, you can listen to more of us because you'll have maybe 7 minutes less. And if you're listening with ads,
I like that, 7 minutes less
on average. And if you're listening to us, with the ads, it's something to consider.
I'm a dirtbag. Coming to you live for the first time in a long.
You don't look like a dirtbag.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was wet.
Yesterday and today, your skin looks really good. You look a bit tan.
Okay, but I'm also using the Beauty Pie.
Yes.
It's the pink primer.
Yes.
That's like a glow.
I love that.
Me too.
I love that too.
And it doesn't, a lot of the primers I've tried leave like a white mark.
Like it adds a dewy glow.
Mm-hmm. It's really, I'll look at the name and put it in stories for you guys because it is like a amazing game changer.
And are you paying good attention to your skincare?
I mean, I use Beauty Pie Retinol. I use Beauty Pie vitamin C thing in the morning. I use all the drops that they give me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look a little tan too. I don't know. Maybe you got some sun.
I use the Beauty Pie.
Yeah.
I use the Beauty Pie tanner. I love it.
I need to try that.
It's really good.
I just found my bottle. So if you subscribe, just to go back, just to finish, it's $2.99 a month, and you also get like a 17% discount if you go for the whole year, and if you pay for the whole year, it's like barely anything, and you also get bonus episodes, which we filmed 2 yesterday, and
one.
Yes, 1.
But it felt like 2 because there was so much to catch up on.
Yeah, and they are going to be amazing, naughty, and big secrets. Because what happens on that bonus episodes is not to be shared with anybody else.
No. Yeah, and I think that's a place for you guys to ask us questions that we'll actually answer.
We'll do like Q&A ones.
Without like being embarrassed, because I've come to realize that this podcast is like a secret. Like so many people listen to it, but we don't want them to, and they just listen to it and they don't tell us. We want all of you to listen to it, but not other people.
Yeah, nobody that knows us really well.
Yeah.
And then the ones who do, like, we not everyone reveals if they're listening to the podcast, but some people do. And we always say, like, there's this one person who is pretty close to us. It's a family friend. It's a friend. And she listens to it, and she's absolutely allowed to listen to it.
I would concur
She is
on that
the kind
too.
of open-minded person who is not going to judge, but she's like, I'm always laughing my head off.
Okay, here's what's so weird, okay? Help me with this one. You guys, welcome.
I like when people say, riddle me this.
Did I say that?
No, but I like that.
Okay, riddle me this.
Uh-huh.
Like last year when we started this, last year's like kind of season, if we're to do seasons or whatever, it was really about like us trying to inspire people to kind of fuck it. Okay. Like really just fuck it, have fun. Like, cause after we just kind of come out of COVID, like especially us, remember like last September, and it was just sort of like it was a time to like reclaim.
But we also, like, as far as the podcast, where we ended off, we were actually like, we were having some stressful moments.
I can't even remember.
It was a lot of what was going on with our kids, and
they need to get out of my face.
Yeah. So, but I feel like we've had just about enough of them.
Okay.
And it's time to leave them in the dust.
Things. Number one, I'm like the people that we don't want to listen to our podcast are arguably the people who are closest to us. Weird fact.
Yeah.
Because they should be the ones who like
should just know it anyway.
Cheer you on the most.
Yeah.
So it begins to make you think like, what do you think of me? Do you have a different perception of me? Because if you don't know me, then that's weird. Like, yeah. I talk about weird things my whole life.
Yeah. If you know us well and this podcast is surprising to you, then maybe you should spend some more time with us.
Or like, we're not friends.
Yeah.
Like if you're shocked by anything we say.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
That's so funny you say that. And I know you're still on that topic, but I was just, I just saw your daughter today. I see her every day. And I thought to myself, when she sees me, like, I wonder, maybe she doesn't even think anything, but like, and the same thing goes for like my kids. You're like, what do they think of us? Like, what does your daughter think this lady's like?
I don't think they think.
What if someone were to ask her, what's your mom's friend like?
Crazy.
I know they've said that.
They all
like,
say that. I feel like just crazy. Like just like
are
crazy.
They ever just like? Are they ever like? Ugh, she's here again. She's always walking in the door. This one.
I think it's just expected.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just like, when they grow up, you are going to be such a big part of my children's since they were born, and I'm going to be that for your kids. And of course they'll
know no different,
but they won't think about it now. But I think about the influence that my mom's best friend had on me. And I remember when she was in the house, how I felt, and when I was in her house, how I felt, and it's so crazy because I don't see her that much anymore. Just life has just been crazy. There might be a time where I see her a lot more, but she was she was my mom's, they were sidekicks.
Yeah. That's a very good point. That is
but my memory of her was, I liked when she was there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Cause you got to hear gossip.
And I felt like she was one of those that
did she come in all the time, every day?
Not every day. Not like us. Nobody's like us.
Well, because Coco and TJ will have a different experience. They have core memories, but they don't have what the older ones had. So they have a very different life experience. And on the core memories, I was talking to someone recently, and I want to tell you something that if you are hesitant of hiring a nanny, my child who had a caregiver in her life is the most capable, competent, well-rounded of all of them. Is knows writing, reading, knows how to make her bed, knows how to fold.
She always knew. She and then we'd always be like, "How do you know how to do that stuff?" Tita taught me.
So I was just like, if you are ever hesitant about it and feel guilty or whatever, I'm like, oh fuck no. I think I just have been thinking, because they're 7, we kind of had a social experiment with the last one, and I'm like, wow, you are so capable, this little thing. And I think it's not from me.
I know, but there definitely is a part that it's just nature, but not everything is just nature. No. So there has to be nurture, and she definitely is a product of watching somebody lots of things, taking school seriously, education seriously, experiences in the city, this Edith did all of these things, but she also showed her how to keep a house.
Yeah.
How to keep it organized.
And Chloe had to do it all. I'm kicking myself right now. I am kicking myself right now with the older ones. Yeah, I had 2, I was in the shower, had a panic attack.
But we had no... You never need an excuse to have a nanny, but we were stay-at-home moms and we were there all the time. If we had a nanny there too. I don't mean
a nanny. I mean getting them to do shit around the house.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what idiot am I? What idiot am I?
So speaking of, Mido. So guys, this is the idea. It's one of the banks that you get the app for your kids and then you give them chores to do together. You sit down and you say how much each thing would be worth. And someone was saying that it's not really going well, the app. And I said, but I bet if that existed when we were kids, it would be very successful because we had to do chores. Our parents never would have paid us for it.
No.
But we actually would have done those things, but nobody's actually doing the job.
So fucking annoying. I'm at my peak with them, and it's everything is and I'm like, screw you. I need a break. I need a break from my family.
But then I say to them, and they always roll their eyes, but I have to think of a better way to say it. But after every fucking thing I do for you, do I need to list, since you woke up this morning, the amount of things that happened because of your parents? And all we're asking...
But we did that. That's on us.
I know.
Not on them.
Yeah, just so you know, guys, you're so right. It's not your, it's us.
It's us.
It's like when you teach people how to treat you, you teach people what's expected of them.
So I'm in the shower yesterday and I'm thinking, Taylor's going into grade 10. Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. At first I thought she had 2 years left with us, but I'm like, but she has 10, 11. So she has 3 years left with us. And then I was like, oh my God. So Taylor is, she has as many years left as when she started. Okay. So when she started her middle school. So she has that many, which feels very long, but fast, but at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, then I was going to text him scale of 1 to 10, chances of her leaving at 18. What do you think the chances are? Because then I'm like, oh my God, we have so much to do, right? We have so much, you and I have so much to do with the girls. And I mean travel, I mean memories, with,
oh, right.
Not anything
okay, good.
Grown up. I'm like, I want to take the girls to Vegas. I want to take the girls to Paris. I want to take the girls.
Before they graduate?
Yeah. I want to do weekends. I want to do mememories. LA.
I know, but so many parents do that with their kids
after.
Or I'll see a family together doing a thing and they're like, oh, our kid's in college. It's either the summer or it's the spring break or
aren't they going to be working?
Yeah, but they'll have like maybe they'll have a week before they work.
I don't know. It's like we have to make some memories with these girls and take them. You know, like New York was so much fun with the two of them. Like we got them, we got to spend time with them as people, not just as our children.
Okay.
And
there's so many of them to do this with. And speaking of, I want you to know that we took Olivia for her 13th birthday to New York, but we're gonna say it was for Taylor and Olivia's 13th because they both got all the same stuff. And Kat's kind of said that she's going to do it for all of her kids. Well, Chloe said, I'm going to bring Eliza and Azelle. Those are her nannies, kids that have moved away. They've been gone for a while now.
Cry.
That's who I want. And I go, hey, what about TJ? She's like, yeah, TJ can come too, but I want Eliza and Azelle to be at my 13th celebration.
That is so cute.
You die?
I die. Well, Max wants to go to Edmonton, so maybe let's throw in Chloe's at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So, because that's where they are.
Yeah. So I was sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, social media is fucked because you watch what everybody does and you feel like you're doing nothing. Okay. And you feel like, you know, the pressure to like do all of these things. And then you see all these posts of kids going to college and like, you only make sure, and I'm like, at what point do we just live and enjoy and our moments enough that aren't like chasing things all the time? Like, what is it, the world we live in? Is it the life we live in? Like I said tonight, you had a very rich summer. Like but you didn't pay for it, but you had a very rich summer.
Yes.
Like you lived super rich.
Yes.
You probably won't live that way next year.
No. And and if you're watching me on social media, like she's in Cape Cod, she's in Maine, and everywhere she's staying are these beautiful houses.
California.
And then I'm in California. It's like, if I were to be watching that person, I would be like, what a charmed life.
Yeah.
Which of course it is, but you know,
but it's also so helpful to see like the real side of shit too, because I don't think we see, you know, when someone is traveling and their kid gets sick. Not that I want anyone's kid, but it's like, oh, like life isn't just a charmed life for everyone who travels and it's perfect and everyone's like, I'm like, the money, the fucking excess of what everyone does all summer. I'm like, well, first of all, does anybody work? I feel like nobody works.
No.
And I sit here and I'm like, what the, and like cottage, I sit here and I'm like, whoa. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck is going on? I feel like in a warped world.
We're also in a world where, and it's a lot like, the people that we follow, the people that we're around, happen to have a lot of that, and our kids see that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is, because I'm thinking if we were in a totally different situation, you don't even get privy to a lot of it.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no.
I just feel like I watch, I see, I listen, I hear. I'm just like, wow.
You know, it was so weird. When I was in California, I had this like really weird feeling while I was there. Like, it's like there was such a build up to it. It was so much planning for it. And when it was over, you know, it's like, are you sad? Like, is it like, you can't believe it's over and it went by so fast? I actually felt like it's not often that you're actually in the moment and you're like, I am feeling this. And it was over. I was like, instead of being like, I'm sad, it's over. I'm like, it exceeded my expectations. And it was just such a comfortable, calming feeling living in it and enjoying it while it was happening. Which is like
rare.
You're saying, yeah, life is usually about like, you know, and even when it was time to go home, it was time to go home, but it was perfect.
Right.
Not because I was done, but because the experience was over. But it was, maybe it's because I didn't have to do the planning, that wasn't stressed. They told me where to be, what to do.
That's lovely.
That is nice. Side note about college. I'm seeing so many things, and I've talked to a bunch of doctors, and they're saying the pressure for getting into college and the college that you want to go to is so intense that a lot of kids in first year or in grade 12 are like having big breakdowns, and it's a big problem right now. I don't remember it being so intense.
No.
And I don't know, do people feel that terrible? I mean, I was talking to some people that were in Canada, but I see it also in the States. Like, I don't remember that, but then I always kind of knew I wasn't going to go to university anyways. I mean, I guess there was a chance, but then when it got to grade 12, my marks, I was never going to get in. But why is there so much pressure for that? Is it their parents?
No, I mean, I wish I had the answer to that, but I do feel, I feel like it's also imposter syndrome. I do feel like, we have such a huge emphasis on life events, including summer, including where they're making posts and they're making like videos of getting into their college, university, and seeing everyone's face, and then
everyone's got their sweatshirts and they're revealing where they're going. What if you fucking didn't get in?
No, I know, and I feel like it's become an event in people's lives that they need to experience, rather than we never saw that, we never knew that, and that's what I really feel like. I'm like,
so
they
true.
talk about like 80s summers, but like that doesn't. We are watching unbelievable summers, or like a surreal, like when I see like the Hamptons and Montauk and fucking Cop, like when you're seeing all Europe. I mean, it's like everyone goes to Europe for the summer. I'm like, oh, how fuck you do this? And you're just kind of watching, and like, it's not a complaining, it's having to remind yourself, like, where are you now, and are you okay with because I think it's so easy to not even want that, but get caught up in thinking you should be doing that.
Totally. And you know what, and I feel the same way as you on that topic, but then like a side thing is some people feel that about the people, about the way they're watching people, about the way they look. Like, she's so pretty, she's so fit, she's got such nice skin. We don't, you and I, because we just happened, we're not sure necessarily how, to be very comfortable with our.
Well, tell you, watching social media is a fuckery. It's a fuckery.
But you don't like.
Oh, I would love to be. I get sucked into it seeming easy, perfect, flawless. Like
the working out.
Oh no!
No, I'm just I'm talking about like a side thing. Is that we don't feel that pressure physically, like the way we look or our personality. None of that. So we have that stuff, right? That
where it's like you're gonna plateau. Like, be prepared. You're gonna plateau. I'm like, I think I look fucking great. I'm like, plateau. I'm like, I'm just fucking happy. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, look at this. He's like, no, it's great. I'm like, yes. You know, I'm like, I am not looking for more. I am very fucking satisfied at the moment.
And a lot of people feel like that topic is such a big one. We don't have to have that one. But I do feel the same as you about the, like, all the things that people are being able to do. And
I guess it's what's important to you. I guess it's what's important to you and why.
Yeah, I guess.
Because like the thought of actually taking like my 3 kids right now to like Europe and traveling with them, someone would have to plan every single detail for me, because the thought of doing it makes me want to barf, because just like having to navigate them all, like I'd rather when they're older and you can like actually go live life rather than having to like pack for them. Like all that shit feels overwhelming for me at the moment.
You know what? The next time we do a trip, I'll get my sister-in-law and brother-in-law to do it. The schedule for us.
That, like you said, like showing up and actually just living is so much better than having to like as a mom do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the means to do it, where everyone's life looks so effortless, and not that I'm not so blessed, #blessed in my house and my backyard and my fucking life. I think it's just that it's the watching how effortless it is for people, like money wise, like
just to not have a care in the world, to be able to just pick up and go
multiple times.
Like I just saw on, I just found out that like, a friend of ours just basically was like to his wife, we're gonna go to Italy. We're gonna go. And okay,
I know. I got. I'm gonna dig deeper on that one and see what that's about for me, because I'm like, I don't have jealousy. I'm not like, oh, I wish I have. There's zero jealousy. It's checking myself in the ease of everybody else's life. And why do I think that it is? Because it can't be.
That's so true. I remember someone saying once that like a lot of the people that you think have a ton of money are living on credit, and they're stressed, and they live this like beautiful life. But when they go to bed at night, they're like, how the fuck are we going to do this?
And even if they have a ton of money, there might still be stress.
I know. So I think, you know what I think is like, I think that, when they say money can't buy you happiness.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but we're already really happy.
Yeah.
So if we were to just have a bunch of money on top of that, I know more money, more problems, they say, but like, I feel like if we had just an abundance of money, we would not only be happy, but we'd also have the ease of not worrying about money. And that has got to feel great.
But then I'm like, is it always you're chasing something bigger? Because your life gets bigger, so you get bigger.
Yeah. But you got to get rich but stay humble. Like
you got to get rich and not buy anything else. But then it just sits in, then it just sits in the bank, and then you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Get rich, and then but don't necessarily upgrade your lifestyle. Upgrade your experiences.
Yeah,
that would be the coolest.
I just see a lot about like I never really knew what imposter syndrome felt like or was, because I know and I don't. It's not like
explain what in this context you mean by imposter syndrome.
I just think that thinking that everybody else's life, why wouldn't, not even why me, why is it so easy? And then I'm like, thinking that I have.
But imposter syndrome is when like, it would be like you being like, I don't feel like I deserve to be going on a stage. Like, remember in the beginning when you were like, I don't know why people come to buy my tickets?
Yes.
That's a bit of imposter. I mean, you gotten over that.
I mean,
but that's like, I don't understand. Like, why would anyone want to come see me?
That's very true. That's very true.
So it's a different word.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on that one.
Yeah,
I was just
I know what you mean though.
I was thinking in terms of our children, how they must be so impacted
I know.
by the same feelings.
I know.
And if we're adults and we've lived a life where we know that's not possible, but in their world that's is what it is.
Yeah.
It concerns me. Where I'm kind of like, that's something we all have to tap into for a hot minute and think about. Their reality is very different than what ours ever. They have no grounding.
I was saying this too because when I was away and I saw my niece's makeup bag, and I was talking to the makeup artist, and I was like, it's so crazy because if we were to buy makeup, and makeup was not even a thing until like, I don't think I started. I
think I was 30 when I put makeup on.
I think I wore mascara in high school, and like that was it. I remember the girls that wore makeup, and I was like, "Oh, that's so pretty." And
it was the Greek girls.
Yeah, Greek girls,
and they had such
and Selena,
and they had bodies and boobs.
And I remember she would be like,
tight pants.
I put on my lipstick in the morning, and then I would ride the bus home with her, and her lipstick was still on. I'm like, I don't understand. And
no,
she's
they look 21. They were in grade 9 and they looked 21. Their hair was done high. They were women.
Yeah. We really, I mean, it's so weird that was all happening around, but I felt no pressure to actually do that too.
No.
I don't know why, but the makeup we got was any skincare, the whole thing, we would just basically, our parents would buy the shampoo that was in our shower. And any makeup that anyone would ever get was always just from like CVS, Shoppers Drug Mart. All of their stuff is obviously influenced from like TikTok. And they're walking around with Charlotte Tilbury, Drunk Elephant, what's Selena's called?
Oh, Rare,
and then Rihanna's
Fenty.
Thank you. All of this stuff that is, I mean, as an adult, I look at how much that stuff costs and think it's a necessity for them. It's like Starbucks. It's a necessity.
It's a standard.
It's a standard.
It's not even a necessity. It's a fucking standard.
Yeah, and that's a lot of pressure. And like I see the girls have their nails done. We never fucking got it. I don't think manicures.
Let's talk about the boys. Perms, six packs, working out, shoes, hats.
The branded clothes matter so much more. We didn't know anything.
We're so old.
I know, but I mean, it's really it's like, how do you make them aware that it's so privileged that they even have that stuff? And I'm like, how do you even have that stuff? Well, I get money for Christmas and I spend it on that. But I also saw my credit card. I check my credit card every day. And I saw that Taylor spent $40 yesterday. She bought lunch and she bought Starbucks and she went to Shoppers Drug Mart. Also, she buys nice shampoo for herself.
Okay.
I have like, I probably should have better shampoo for my hair because I'm a grown up and I deserve it. She has nice shampoo and she has is it Beach Bum? No, Bum.
Oh, yeah.
Shaving gel for when she shaves. And she has nice razors. She has the stuff to shave with. I'm like, you use shampoo to shave your legs.
Conditioner, babe.
I know.
Conditioner. Old conditioner and a dirty razor that has rust on it.
And, we were talking about, your daughter did a project on the cost of living in Toronto and where you're going to live. Okay.
I can never.
You can never pay your rent. Let's go and add your beauty products
and your Starbucks. No, Natalie.
Now you're screwed.
No, they need to get out. They need to go. They all need to go to school, and they all need to get like a job.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get living. They need to get like some humble pie.
Humble pie. You know what else is hard is that Taylor could have worked all summer because she's 14, and I just thought in my head, I had a quick thought. I'm like, she should work all summer next summer. But I'm like, I love being able to go away with her.
I know, but
I want to be. I don't want her to have to go to work so she can't come on the on the trips that I'm taking.
I know, but you know what Jane would say? See you later. You're working this summer.
Maybe we'll start with I'm going to ease into this because she does work all year. It's only 2 hours, but I think I'm going to ease in by saying you have to work for a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Next summer.
Yeah.
A month, but you have to work.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a month. I have a year. I have the school year for me to get firm on that.
To get firm on that. End of story. You could let her know now. Be like, I want to let you know.
Okay.
What is fair? 2 months or 1 month? Go hard.
Okay.
And then be like, do you want to do, I'm like, start high.
Yeah.
And then let her negotiate. Be like, what do you think is fair?
Okay.
Knowing 4 weeks is your.
Real thing. Okay. Yeah.
And you can't waver.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about.
Can't be like, oh, we'll go away, but I want to go here.
And then like somebody invites us, back to the ranch in California in August, and she's like, well, but I'm working. I can't go. I got to stay firm. You're going to commit to your job.
Yeah. Unless someone's paying for you going to the ranch.
But what if they are?
Oh, a full paid trip to the ranch.
What if it is?
Okay.
Nobody's offering it, but what if that happens? What do I do?
I'm sorry, my kids are working.
Okay.
Or you have to leave her.
Okay. I got to do this.
If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to.
Well, isn't it important that she makes some money and understands?
I don't know if money is important. I think what's important is a commitment to understanding that you do have to give up some things because
it is money for me. I want her to learn what it's like to have a job 9 to 5.
I know. We're going to go in a minute, but I do think that part of it, this whole working thing is also understanding that like life is real.
Yeah.
And when you get out, like you're a lot of students and kids get to university and they get overwhelmed with the fact that they have to live life after university because they haven't been prepared for it. And I feel like they get frozen. They're like paralyzed with not sure. They don't think they can handle it or capable of handling life. And I think working with different people and having a boss and getting feedback
and you can't call in sick
and having customers get mad at you and not be nice to you and someone not fixing it for you. And our kids go to paid school. I'm going to call it private school, and which gives a level of support, entitlement, and more flexibility where the teacher knows your name, who you are, and your story.
And your story.
You go to public school, you're a number, especially when you get to high school. Not every, some, but you're in and out, you're in it. They do not have the capacity to sit and hold your hand, carry you, and do that. So I guess all my point is that we need to expose them to life so that they aren't like, what the hell? Like they have to do baby steps to get to big steps.
Okay. Because this is on podcast, which means it can always be referred to, I'm going to consider maybe not, because I didn't work in the summer after grade 10. I don't think.
I think you worked constantly. You had to babysit. You had to.
No, I know, but I'm not going to make that commitment right here, right now about the summer because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I think it wasn't until later that I had a full summer job. So she might be able to earn 1 more month, but I'm going to encourage that when we're in the city that she does get the job.
Because you have to decide if money's more important to you, because if her earning money is important to you, then that's important. But if it's life skills, and it's life skills.
It's both, because I think that there's something about getting a paycheck and understanding what you're...
Well, she gets a paycheck now.
Well, she hasn't gotten it yet because my daughter worked. She worked. That was work. Okay. It's hard. You're working with little kids. She never fucking invoiced for it. She didn't invoice. She got all of her community service hours. Fine. She's done that. Although I kind of wish that she had some more left so she could do something different. Side note, it's 50 hours for high school is your minimum in I don't know, Ontario, whatever. But when she exceeded the 50 hours, she kept going to work and not invoicing.
Is she going to invoice this year?
Oh, she's going to fucking invoice this year.
So then she's gonna then she can start paying for her Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. And I want her to see, like, when you put your hours in, then you get a paycheck. Like, and how does that feel?
And what does that feel like? You know what I mean? And how? Oh shit! I have to take my money and go like that.
Yeah,
it's sickening.
Yeah,
they don't just get to tap it.
And there is something innate. I've realized when talking to lots of parents about appreciating the value of $1.
Right.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but I was, just talking to people with kids, and like some kids are just so aware of money.
Yeah.
And some kids are very
Well,
flippant.
you have one that is and one that isn't. Mm-hmm. You have two kids.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say that anybody was more, quote unquote, financially spoiled than the other.
The little one, the younger one was
financially spoiled.
Like, I mean, like private school first, like all the, right? Like
earliest,
like options, like, lots of like.
Even small things like they never used to be able to get a drink that wasn't water when we went to a restaurant.
Oh yeah. Now it's like refill.
A refill, and they all get a drink, and Taylor will always order a drink. Even if she wants water, she'll ask for like an iced tea. And sometimes the other one will be like, it's okay, I'll just get water. Because it's not because he just wants water. It's because he knows it costs money to get a beverage.
Yeah. Good boy.
And another cousin, one of the cousins is apparently like that too. And I'm like, that's so weird. How did they get like that?
They're going to be very rich when they're older. How about that?
Yeah, well, they might have a boring life if they're super cheap though. Those rich people are super cheap.
Natalie can't have it both ways. He's going to be, I love you. That's so funny.
I'm like,
he might have a boring life.
I'm like, if he has a lot of money, I hope he's going to share it with me.
Take care of you.
Yeah.
The psychic said we're going to get rich.
I know we are. So it's going to be.
I also thought we should go back to her.
Okay, let's go. Oh. And also, I think that our richness is just so everyone's listening. It's not just so we can be.
Oh, it's just to have fun.
It's exactly what Cat and I want money for.
I'm not looking to get rich to like save money.
No,
I'm looking to get rich to spend money.
And just
like,
so you know,
things.
Just so you know, to end this off, when the accountants were trying to encourage us to put some money aside so we could hold on to it and it could grow, so then we, pay a different kind of, tax kind of thing. We all kind of went along with it. And then one day Kat calls the accountant and goes, I don't want to save my money. I want to spend all of my money. That's what I want to spend all of my money. She's like, I would encourage you to not do that. And Kat's like, it's my money. I want to spend it all. She's like, okay.
Why am I making it if I'm going to save it?
I still don't think you got that money.
No, I'm going to call her back.
You got to call her back.
I'm like, listen, I want to, you know what I want to see? Deposits so big in the bank account every day. I wonder if it's mine. Not every day, once a month. I just want to see that. I want to say, wow.
Like, was there a mistake? Where did this come from?
No. Yeah, I just want to do it.
Because back in the day, we had no expectation of money. And then we would get checks in the mail and we didn't know where they came from. And I
don't even want to, I had no desire to buy anything. I would like to go, I'd like to go more trips. I'd like to do more trips.
Experiences.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I would maybe even hire a Tita to help drive. I'd hire a Tita to drive. That'd be great. A driving Tita.
And I think what I really could use is a
wish list.
Yeah, a personal assistant to help out with forms, signing up, driving.
And a chef.
Okay, you want a chef?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's not too bad.
That would be great. You could actually have a chef that comes in the morning.
Yeah.
And prepares the food for the day.
They could just drop it off.
Yeah, they could drop it off.
They don't even have to stay and cook it. Doesn't even have to be that good. Just cook some food, drop it off.
Doesn't even.
Literally.
There literally is a person that is either listening or could be listening that's like, I can do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. One has to be gluten-free. The other one has to be for a 7-year-old who basically only eats chicken nuggets and butter noodles. That somehow just is.
And the kids have to eat what's delivered. That's going to be a rule too. They can't say, Mom, I don't like that. Make me something, because that now. This is a sign thing. You will have delicious food delivered, the whole family.
Okay.
Like the family's like, you'll have your gluten-free, you'll have everything that you want, but you'll eat what this chef delivers.
You'll eat what the chef delivers.
Because you are not turning on the oven.
Okay, no, I'm not turning. I'll bake.
Oh, that's cute, because it would be so fun if all you had to do was bake.
I like baking. Baking's my jam. I can bake. I can bake shit. Yeah. Just like, what am I going to make for dinner? I'm like, what does everyone want? What do you want for dinner? God, be a man.
You know what the worst part is? Is 2 days ago, you made a really good meal.
Yeah.
And when I make a really good meal, the kids love it so much, they want you to cook more often. That's bad. Don't show them what you're capable of.
Nope. Don't show them what you're capable of. Don't do that either. You know what? There's so many life lessons here. Sit down. Don't do too much, but do enough to make enough money so you can buy someone who can make your meals.
Yeah. And organize your life.
Bye, y'all.